In the 21st of May 1809, Napoleon was finally defeated by the Austrians in the bloody Battle of Aspern-Essling. The battle inflicted heavy losses on both sides, but the Austrians remained uncertain about their prospects in the war. There were no signs of a general uprising in Germany. Prussia stayed out of the conflict, and Britain was unprepared to launch its promised land expedition in northern Europe. Meanwhile, Russia, allied with France since 1807, grew increasingly hostile toward Austria. As a result, Archduke Charles preferred negotiating peace, yet Emperor Francis refused, forcing Charles into a defensive posture. In response to his previous defeat, Napoleon took decisive measures, summoning reinforcements to Vienna. He mobilized the army of Italy, commanded by his adopted son Eugene, along with Marshal Marmont's 11th Corps and Marshal Bernadotte's Saxon 9th Corps. This bolstered his forces to an impressive 173,000 troops and 600 artillery pieces, while Archduke Charles commanded 140,000 soldiers. 2 months after the Battle of Aspern-Essling, Napoleon's engineers successfully constructed sturdy bridges across the Danube, ensuring that past failures would not be repeated. With these preparations, Napoleon set the stage for what would become the largest battle in European history. On the evening of July 4, 1809, Napoleon's forces began crossing the Danube from Lobau Island under heavy rain, aiming for the village of Groß-Enzersdorf instead of the devastated villages of Aspern and Essling. A few Austrian troops left there as an advance guard. The French artillery bombarded the village, setting it ablaze and scattering. By dawn on July 5th, Massena the 4th Corps and Oudinot the 2nd Corps had pushed back the remaining Austrians, securing enough ground for Napoleon's main force to deploy. By midday, Napoleon's troops moved across flat plains toward the Austrian positions on the Wagram plateau, behind Russbach stream. Massena's the 4th Corps covered the French left flank, while Oudinot the 2nd Corps and Davout's the 3rd Corps took up the centre and right, respectively. In the middle, Bernadotte's Saxon Corps and the Army of Italy under Eugene, positioning for a coordinated assault. Around 6 p.m., unsure of enemy strength, Napoleon ordered a full assault on the Austrians. After heavy fighting, the Saxon, the 9th Corps, managed to enter the village of Wagram, but confusion ensued as dusk fell. The Saxons were accidentally fired upon friendly troops, causing panic and heavy losses. Overnight, Marshal Bernadotte had withdrawn his Saxon troops from Adeclar without orders, allowing the Austrians to occupy this crucial central position. So on the second day of the battle, Napoleon ordered an immediate counterattack. But the French and Saxon forces faced fierce resistance, resulting in heavy losses. Meanwhile, Archduke Charles, realizing the strength of the French forces, aimed to seize victory with a dawn offensive. Moreover, Austrian 4th Corps launched its assault on Grosshafen. But unable to precede support, Charles ordered 4th Corps to halt its attack. With Austrian forces held up, Davout began his attack on the right at 10 a.m., sparking intense fighting in Markgrafenistel and a massive cavalry clash in the fields. Davout captured the village to heavy fighting, though Austrian forces managed to pull back to a stronger position. As the French pressed forward, a new threat emerged on Napoleon's left flank. Austrian 6th Corps had advanced dangerously close to Essling and the French river crossings. Napoleon urgently needed reinforcements, but was unwilling to commit his reserves yet. Instead, he ordered Massena's 4th Corps to march across the battlefield to bolster the left flank. To distract the Austrians, Marshal Bessières led a cavalry charge, but suffering heavy casualties. However, this bought enough time for a 4th Corps to reinforce the left, pushing the enemy back. Napoleon organized a massive battery of over 80 cannons in the center of the field, delivering a devastating barrage. Around 1 p.m., he ordered a full-scale assault. General MacDonald led 8,000 troops forward in a 3-sided square formation to secure the center. Despite the powerful artillery fire, the Austrian 3rd Corps and reserve met MacDonald's square with a deadly hail of fire, massacring the French forces in droves and halting the advance. Yet the Austrian lines were worn down and strained under the heavy French pressure. Determined to preserve his forces, Archduke Charles ordered a disciplined retreat, ending the brutal battle. Napoleon had finally won the battle, but at a heavy price. The Battle of Wagram was one of the most bloodiest battles yet in European history, with a costly French victory. After the Battle of Wagram, French forces pursued the Austrians to Znaim, where Archduke Charles, recognizing his army couldn't endure another assault, requested a ceasefire. Emperor Francis, however, was furious, especially with British reinforcements on the way. Soon after, Britain landed 39,000 troops on Walcheren Island, aiming to disrupt French naval power. Although initially successful, the British were halted by French defences and ravaged by diseases, leading to a costly retreat. With the British campaign failed and under pressure from advisors, Emperor Francis accepted Austria's weakened position and signed the Treaty of Schönbrunn in October. Austria ceded territories, reduced its army, paid an indemnity, and joined the continental system, ending the war but leaving Austria humiliated.